Yeah, but so serious, so serious. Also, and even more seriousness, I was speaking with the filmmaker Mo McCoy earlier today, and I was thinking to I've been thinking a long time, like, man, why don't we get more of our music placed into movies? And like, of course,
Oh yeah,
the all the politics that goes with entertainment lawyer and getting placements, but I think that goes with us always. Well, not us, for people always trying to go for the biggest, the largest. They try to go for the biggest bag always. I want to get on the new Wesley Snipes movie. I want to get on the next, blah 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 blah
right.
movie.
Instead
But
of what's available.
we have so many, smaller independent films that you know. I mean, you watched Tubi before. You've seen Tubi before. You've been seeing them songs
Yeah,
like
that's
you're
annoying.
like man, some of these songs don't belong on nothing. But that being said, I spoke with filmmaker Mo McCoy earlier today, and he gave me some information about getting on his film, and I'm gonna pass it on to you before
Okay.
the and definitely, it was one more piece I need to get to know exactly what to do, but he gave me the first step, and he said he will get the songs placed. He's doing a film right now called The Mo, and it's about Mo City.
Oh, on
Uh,
Netflix.
no, not Mo, not Mo.
Oh, okay.
There's a
The Mo.
movie called The Mo. I know it's
Oh,
a confusion there, you know what I'm saying? But now, um,
that's a lot to get started.
yeah, I know.
Room.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now,
Yeah, it's the Mo. He the one that did the Mo. Like,
yeah,
nah, he not.
yeah. Mo McCoy is a filmmaker out of Las Vegas, and he has ties to Houston through his SO Andrea Tyler,
Okay.
and she's has Houston roots, and they're shooting a movie right now called I think it's called The Mo, or it's called Mo City, or don't make me just lie. I mean, it's not because I don't know what's going on. It's because I have a horrible memory. But yeah. But I spoke to him, and yeah. So I was passing this information on to you
Yeah,
tonight
for sure.
as soon as I charged one of my phones to make sure because I'm irresponsible like that. Anyway, we don't have the fancy dub intro, but you're now on the 16 pod, the 16 shots podcast with young
Hey.
James Boogie and no A Dub, but we do have the one and only Sydney Jane. I do,
Hey, what's
yeah,
up, 16 shots?
I do have hand claps though. I got that though.
Whoa, hit me.
They like because you ain't done it yet. I don't want to give you
Okay,
no big hand
like,
claps, you know what I'm saying? And then you turn around and be like, man, fuck this podcast, man, fuck these people, I gotta
I
edge.
ain't gonna lie, I was expecting it to be a little like louder, but I
Yeah,
mean, it's
I know
cool.
you wanted the big hand claps, man. You know what I'm saying? We're people who like to be applauded, before we do anything, even though you've done so much. So, okay, is that better for you?
Sweet.
That's better for you.
Appreciate that
More to your liking.
for sure.
All right. So,
She too cool.
man, there are so many things going on right now, man. So many different topics that we could talk about. And I know we spoke earlier, but something came across my line uh, with Nicki Minaj and not giving the younger generation their props or their kudos or whatever. And it just made me think.
Right.
It made me think to myself, do women know that men don't listen to Nicki Minaj? I mean, listen. Do women know that men listen to Nicki Minaj and not anybody else? Like maybe Remy Ma,
Mm,
but like
mm,
there's no other artist that I know of that guys will listen to for more than 2 minutes besides Nicki
right,
Minaj.
right. Seriously. Though.
Not Big Lotto, not Glorilla, not
Mm,
Cardi B, not none of them because their music is so catered to women, which is not a bad thing. But I'm
no,
just
but that's
saying
just
that
what it is.
it's just like, man, so when she doesn't work with other artists, like what they gonna write, she gonna be talking about, she gonna be spitting these hard bars and these intricate lines, and they gonna come out, my P does that, I get money like that, like
Yeah, nah.
I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah, we don't want to hear that. I mean, even women though. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's not just y'all.
I didn't want to overstep my boundaries and speak for women. I don't particularly know what women like, I don't know. You know, I see right there, that's when Dub be like, I know you don't. Blah, 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 blah. But
I know. I was thinking about it and I was like, should I be dubbed tonight?
nah, you supposed to be the you can't be yeah, we got a break from all the boogie hate, man. We can have a nice clean pod, no arguing. This is, just smoothness, even though I wanted you to be here to be, somewhat of the what's the person in the moderator, because I'm usually on the side of logic, and he's usually on the
Mm,
side of emotion, and that's where we clash.
mm.
I think, but what do I know?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to speak on that. Uh, I'm not gonna say nothing.
we
Hey,
had
Dub.
we had a talk the other day, and we had some young ladies on, and long story short,
What up,
it got,
Papa?
it got to a
Oh,
point where even one of the other ladies it was like, yeah, man, you know what? I didn't understand what he was saying, but yeah, he's making sense, and they're like, no, 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 and I get it. I understand that I have the innate ability sometimes to get under somebody's skin to where they can't see because they're arguing with me and not the point. But I'm
right.
always on the point. Even if
And also like knowing your personality or whatever, so that gets incorporated into it and all
yeah,
that. So
I'm a god. I'm a humble creature. I don't, I live a good life. I don't even steal cable. That's nice.
don't
Anyway,
come anything that is gonna be like borderline, like a low key shot at Dub. Like I'm just gonna like
man, that's my brother, man. He's
mind my
doing
business.
he's doing well.
But that's
So
the homie too. You know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? So
What's up with your friend you brought today with us? What's his or her
we
name?
have my special guest today to the
Yeah.
podcast. I brought Royalty, my big girl. She's stuck in my hair. Hold on.
What is the
Girl,
what is the
she's all in my
classification? I
hair.
don't know what to call it. What
Oh,
what would you?
okay. So Royalty
Mm-hmm.
is a ball python.
Mm-hmm.
The type of ball python that she is a normal. So normal basically means like that's the most. I don't want to say you're not basic by any means, baby girl. I promise these are just words.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like a basic python, pretty
Yeah.
much. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
It
she's going on 3 years, about 3 years. She's pretty.
what is her growth expectancy, or she has pretty much grown as big as she's gonna get?
No, generally they get to be about 5, maybe 6 feet. I don't have what people see online, the ones that y'all really scared of.
Yeah.
Those are rectics, and I don't have a rectic. This is just a regular ball python. Now
Yeah.
I do have some other breeds. Like I have a pastel clown heterozygous, which
That
means it
sounds
has
racist.
multiple genes in it.
I'm not gonna lie. I
I
think
have
other
a
things are like, did you call her a clown head? Man, there ain't no clown
yeah,
head.
no, pastel clown het,
Oh,
short for heterozygous.
yeah. But why I gotta be clown though? Why can't it be like,
What's up, y'all?
I
I'm
don't know.
trying to type a comment in here. Sorry. So I'm live on 16 Shots podcast show. I wanted to invite y'all. It's not streaming, but he'll post it later.
Hey
But
yo.
so I'm streaming on my social so y'all can interact. So y'all have been here before. If you have questions about any topics or comments on the topics, feel free to post it. If you have a question for me, feel free to drop it and I got you. Aisha.
Hey,
All
so
right, next.
what is the first topic you want to address, with a little more
Oh,
depth?
you really put me on the spot there. I mean, we could start light with because I wasn't really I honestly just Googled Deshaun Watson. I stopped paying attention after like the first two or three.
You know what? Okay, so it's light, but it's heavy at the same time. I think that, and I'm gonna take this into a place that you never thought I would take it. But I think that this whole situation is just an example of how we're just stuck in tradition as a culture, right? I'm talking about
Right,
us as because like there's no fathomable reason that anybody can think of to say, man, you've had 60 something different masseuses in 12 months, right? Like that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any logical sense. There's no you can't be like, oh well maybe like the very essence of a masseuse is you get one that you like and then you stick with it because they understand your body. Now
right.
getting having 5, 10, 15, but 60, 66, right? 66. That's just
Is that what the count is up to?
that's what.
Wait, say that again.
So
66 what?
he had so in the span of a year and well in 9 months he had 66 different masseuses. Now some of those masseuses said that he was inappropriate. Some said that he was okay. You know, but he had 66 different ones. Of the 66, it was a number. I want to say it was 30 or 40 that filed charges, right? And then now yesterday another one came out and filed charges that he sexually, and regardless of what happened, just the sheer number of what happened, like that's crazy. Like, and but what I'm saying is that this is how we're traditional to say, "Oh man, she lying," or "Are they lying?" And this
No,
this is the same thing that happens that's going on with this Charleston White character, and where we're ignoring like common sense, like Young Thug is in jail for murder. Pooh Shiesty is in jail because he shot somebody over some shoes, basically, over some
right.
tennis shoes, right?
Yeah,
And we're here saying, "Oh, he being too aggressive, or he's doing that." I'm like, but do you understand who he's talking to and what he's talking about? But
right.
but we're so caught up in this street culture that don't snitch and don't tell, and the police are bad, and this, that, and the other, and
We
I
way
mean, it's,
past that. Nowadays, if you causing trauma or disturbing people's peace and stuff, and just wreaking havoc, in the land, you got to go. You got to
and
go.
don't speak on the dead. And I'm like, the only reason you speak ill of the dead is if the dead didn't live a good life. Like just because we don't speak about somebody kids. I'm like, we all somebody kids.
True that.
So what you
I mean, I know
what are you
what they mean.
saying?
Well, I guess that in particular pertains to children. You know what I mean? Like small children and stuff that I mean, I wouldn't, that's like calling a kid ugly. Like, you don't gotta go that far. You can
You talking
keep
about
that comment to yourself.
a 17-year-old kid who's doing ugly things, right?
He 18 now.
Or an 18-year-old who's doing ugly things.
You talking about King,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
T.I. son? Okay, yeah.
This same, and this is the crazy part. His daddy, before Charleston White said a word, was like, he gonna end up in prison. This is what his daddy's saying. If he
Right.
keep doing this, he gonna end up in prison. However it comes out, Charleston White says what he said. This is a public figure we're talking about. Charles,
Exactly.
and now he's like, talk to me about my son. Or he's like, they're like, oh, you talking about this kid. This kid just told me I'm gonna whoop this old man. This kid, like our values are so distorted and so particular to how we feel about a certain person that we
Mm-hmm.
will bend them and shape them to fit. Oh, well, that guy can shoot the club up and it's cool.
Hey, that's like what's his name? Baby? Not
Yeah,
little baby, but the baby or whatever. Didn't
yeah,
he
yeah.
get like accused of murder or something?
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yeah,
like completely I don't know if people even talking about that shit no more.
man. Pooh Shiesty. apparently the
Yeah,
first incident the first incident what happened was he was getting money in the club and they knocked the money out of his hand some kind of way. He pulls a gun out to clear people away from the money, shoots the
mm-hmm.
gun, hits the security officer, and so they're like, and but then miraculously, the security guard officer says, "Oh no, maybe he shot in the air or the bullet came from somewhere." Like this craziness, like the things that we are okay with, and the things that we have so our morality is so skewed 100% based on the individual and not the situation.
Definitely.
And that's just going all the way back to what was the person we talking about?
T.I. or no, we brought up Deshaun.
Deshaun, yeah. So it's like at this point, like they're gonna keep coming out with people gonna keep coming out accusing him because he was a pampered athlete who was taking advantage of his situation and putting people in if nothing else, putting people in bad situations where they don't feel comfortable because
There
I'm
you go.
Deshaun Watson. And it's gonna keep coming out, it's gonna keep coming out. And what did the Cleveland Browns do? Give him $230 million, which is crazy. And
Mhm.
you know, that for years, I was like, man, black women say they don't feel protected, and I feel that's kind of a stretch. Like I think that's kind of, but no, like how would you
It's not a sport.
yeah,
A lot of people are not. Nah, go ahead. I
how
got
could
you.
you
Go
feel
ahead.
how could you feel protected if a person who can do these things can turn around and get $230 million?
Right.
Like how now I don't feel protected. If nothing else, you should be on trial just for 66 masseuses, man. 66. And that's just in a 9 month period, or I think it was a 18-month period.
Let's talk about that for a quick second because I mean I'm not a big football fan or whatever,
Yeah.
football person. I watch it casually.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was bamboozled a little bit because, he was like the black version of Tom Brady or something like that.
Not even close. The crazy
But
part is
I mean in terms of like
talent.
likability. People liked him. He had a
Oh
great
yeah.
sob story, so to speak, his mom and whatnot. Is he the one which one's mom couldn't speak? Or
I don't know. I'm not sure.
okay, well, anyways, he has some type of story. So,
Yeah.
you get feeling bad for him and stuff like that. Not feeling bad, but having
Yeah.
empathy for him. So when I first heard this story, it's on the blogger's page, got sued by Cardi B.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a year or so ago. But I first heard the girls talking and I mean, they seemed credible, you know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
story that they were telling and everything. And that kind of goes back to what you said about black women not feeling safe.
Hmm.
Because even speaking on things like that kind of can put you in a questionable position because people may or may not believe you. They may think you want attention. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some people that abuse, the spotlight and whatnot.
Hmm.
But for the most part, like, if something happens, we should be able to say that. And really quick from a personal experience, like I'm not gonna say I get stalked all the time, but I get put in some uncomfortable positions. And
Hmm.
one recently was I was in a store and just shopping, minding my business. Like when I'm out, I be minding my business so hard, it's not even funny. Like, I barely even want to talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get my stuff in and we're going. But so I'm in the makeup section and he comes over and he's like, I hear him say to his friends before he comes over, like, oh, I can't let this one pass. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And I started looking around like, okay, we can't be here by me.
Yeah.
And it was just makeup and like some drinks. So then he came over and pretended like he was gonna go and pull something out of the freezer. And of
Yeah.
course, I mean, you could pretty much tell, you could see it like clockwork, like, okay, he
Yeah.
about to
Yeah.
say something or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I'm down on my luck. It kind of sucks, to be down on your luck and meet a beautiful lady. And I'm just like, okay, well, I hope everything gets better. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, cause what am I gonna
Yeah.
say?
You want me to buy you a
Look,
drink or something?
right? Good luck, brother. But
Yeah.
anyway, so I quickly, expeditiously moved on to
Expeditionally.
another aisle.
Ding.
Expeditiously, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep interjecting those
Man, I
SAT
gotta charge
black
my phone
accents.
so I can ding you on it because
Yeah, I need
I'm
the
I'm
sounds.
ill prepared.
I need to go get my keyboard and do the
Yeah.
sound effect.
Bing. Bing.
No, but so he continued, basically, long story short, as we say, he continued to follow me around the store,
Hmm.
and like low key though, like we went to a new aisle, and then just so happened there he is at the end of the aisle and shit. He's with his friends, so then his friends basically tell him like, "Come on," or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, "Whoo, all right," you
Yeah.
know what I'm
You
saying? I'm gonna
lost.
bust into the back of the store.
Yeah.
But I was breaking hell with my little cart going to the back of the store, just trying to like, you know what I'm saying, get
Yeah.
away. But at the same time, sorry, baby. I saw him in the line, so I could see the top of his head. So I'm like, okay, as soon as he, checks out, I'll be able to see him process
Yeah.
through or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
cool. Man, so I see his head, then I noticed him looking back and looking around and stuff. So I'm like ducking behind the aisles or whatever. And next thing I know, I literally was doing this. I was
Yeah.
flexing. I couldn't believe it. Like, I believe I'm in the back of a store hiding from somebody that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
anyway, so me, I drifted off into my own space again. Like, okay, I need to get such and such. Next thing I know, this man is behind me. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
And he handed me a piece of paper that had his number on it
Yeah.
and was like, just, give me a call or whatever like that. But at the same time, first of all, obviously I wasn't going to call him period point blank.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
just that. But the fact of the matter is that I kind of got irritated because I felt backed into a wall. Like I was by myself, I
Yeah.
was, and then I started thinking like, damn, I went to the back of the store. Was that even the smartest thing for me to do? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, if I would have went outside, maybe he would have saw my car. It's just a lot of times I feel like as a woman, I'm not even gonna just say a black woman, but as a woman in general,
Hmm.
we find ourselves in uncomfortable spaces with men
Hmm.
with unwanted attention.
Yeah.
Now, even that day, because people who follow me, yeah, people who follow me, y'all may say, oh, well, you post these types of posts or whatever like that, that's fine and dandy or whatever.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't dress like that in public when I'm just going to the grocery store. I was fully clothed. And
Yeah.
then number two, that still shouldn't predicate how I'm treated by men. A woman should still be able to have respect and
Yeah.
still, I should be able to feel safe in the store. I'm just going to the grocery store. Like, I shouldn't be feeling nervous because somebody's following me around the store. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
back to the Watson. Go ahead.
I can very much respect that.
Hey, Boo.
You should be respected at all times. Now, where it gets where it gets the line gets blurred is okay. Some women want attention, right? Some
True.
women some women dress for attention.
They definitely do.
Some women dress for attention and then get the attention and then like, why are you looking at me? Or why are you giving me attention? Right. And so, you know, there's a section of men that are gonna be like, okay, shit, whatever. There's a section of men that's gonna be like, well, goddamn, you came out here with your situation on, like if you had on a all blue suit with a badge and a gun, I'm gonna assume something because we're human. I'm gonna know what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? If you came out here,
No, we in America, JB. That's what's fucked up. Like, I
no, I'm
mean, men
saying
talk
like
about.
you dress the
Go
part.
ahead.
If you dress for a part, if you dress for a part, not saying that that's what you are, but you
Mhm.
know what you dress for. And I'm not saying that you should be disrespected at any point, but I'm also
Right.
saying that, you know, if I if, watch this, if I put on some brown khakis with a blue rag in my back pocket and a white shirt, I had to be cognizant that, man, I look like a gangbanger. I look the part. If somebody approached me on some gang shit, I can't be like, "What's wrong with you, bro?" No, I'm just dressed like this. Why are
So
you
social awareness.
social awareness? So what I'm saying is that I'm not saying a woman should be disrespected, but there is a space that says, you know what? If I'm going to a space that's a common space, I'm not going to dress like I'm going to a club. Now, if we're in the club and we're dressed up, I mean, everybody's like this. So now a man should be more respectful in a club than because this is supposed to be a place of freedom where I can dress like this. So now you shouldn't be trying to. I'm not dressing like XYZ. I'm dressing up. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I agree with you though. Like, man, it's and I'm hearing what you said about the guy in the grocery store. And
Yeah.
I can. There's a part of me is like he sees a beautiful woman, and he's like, "What are the chances of this happening today to me? I'm having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this might be, the happenstance that we're here, and this we could have been anywhere in the world. We're here right now. Let me at least try to say hi to her. And if he said something that was, if he had said something differently, maybe the conversation could have been better. But
It's gonna be a no, JB, because that brings up another point.
yeah.
So the other point to that is stop trying to date before you're ready. Like you in here telling me you down on your luck and shit, but yet trying to holler at the same time. Like that's not attractive. Like and no disrespect to you. Like you know what I'm
Mm-hmm,
saying. Good luck on your journey. I wish you all the success. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying. If I can help you professionally, cool. But I would not be interested romantically in somebody that's off top saying some shit like that to me.
You want me to quote the great Michael Lazier Jones?
What?
He said, "Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me." But
Oh man.
no. I feel you. I feel you. Like I mean, it's to man. I've had this conversation, and everything you're saying is true, and everything you're saying is valid. And I've had this conversation 100 ways, and it's like you know, it's just individuals and how we present and how we feel we want to be presented to, right? So for me, I'm always like, man, money is the most least important thing out of the whole situation. I got you. I know you're going. I know you got,
Yeah,
you
I
want
was
to get some.
asking them what they thought if anybody wants to weigh in on that.
Yeah, but to
Anyway,
me,
go ahead.
money is the least important thing of the whole situation. Because money is the one thing I know for sure gonna come and go. No matter how you slice it up, the money gonna come, the money gonna go. So if you predicating our relationship on money, whether I have it or you have it, then we both lost. Because
Yeah. So no, it's not that, JB. It's not that at all. So that's where the conversation gets kind of lost with
yeah,
everybody. Like, well, you're not where you need to be, and then start getting to the finger pointing and blah blah blah.
yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying as a grown adult, if
Mm-hmm,
you don't have a place to stay, if you don't have means, cars to just take care of yourself, like
mm-hmm.
you're probably not in a space to be dating somebody. Just that's just it. You know what I'm
Maybe,
saying? I'm not saying
maybe.
you have to be rich. I'm not saying you have to be where you're supposed to be at. You know what I mean? But it got to
I
be a little
mean,
more potentiality there.
it all depends on the person and what they're doing. Because like Samuel Jackson was doing bad in the '80s. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
some people, some people were doing bad, or weren't where they should have been, you know, at a certain point. But they had a plan and they had an action, and they just wasn't there yet. And I'm not. The conversation is mute pretty much because I agree with you 100% that you can't ask for a date if I can't meet certain requirements for some people or for anybody, but
Right.
then again, like I said, sometimes you meet somebody in a space where they're going they were here and they're coming here, and you might meet them here, and I'm not politicking for broke brothers right now or broke sisters or anything, but it all depends on the individual, and you know that's why I said his approach was what I didn't because like telling me that you down right now is why you coming to me with the tell me I'm
Bring
moving
me
it.
good vibes. You can't
Yeah,
start
yeah,
off the
yeah,
conversation saying you down right now. Bring me some good vibes.
yeah,
Like, give
yeah,
me something
yeah,
to look forward to say, like,
exactly.
oh, okay, this person may be interesting, or whatever the case may be. And I do want to point out too, because I fully know what you're saying, and it's that whole idea of you wasn't with me when I was down type shit. But it's not that. It's the fact of I'm gonna just use this as a simple. I would
Back
just keep
then they didn't
answering.
want me.
Now I'm hot. They all on me.
Yeah, yeah,
Back when I was Juicy Jane, they didn't want me. No, I'm just playing.
yeah.
Anyway, that's what I call Sydney pre 2021. That was
Yeah.
juicy. Juicy. But anyway, damn, I got distracted. What I was about to say. Oh, okay. So what I'm learning though is that there's a process for everything, right? So I'm gonna use this as an example. This ain't no, I don't have a degree. I have some college credits. I got all
Yeah.
the way up to my senior year in business management.
Yeah.
Had to work. So, but
Yeah.
anyways, moving on. The point is that if a person doesn't have like the know-how, the gall, the means, the resources, the idea to even get to where they want to be, or to quote unquote your level or whatever, it's like that's gonna require some time. Like they're not gonna wake up tomorrow and just be where they need to be. Hey, what's up? Um, it's gonna take some time to get there. You know what I mean? It's a process. So the
Yeah.
question is not like to talk down on nobody or nothing, but it's like, okay, let's look at it realistically. Like, where you trying to go and how long would it take to get there? Do you have the means? Like, okay, maybe some people be like, oh, I want to drive trucks or whatever. Okay, cool. How long is it gonna take you to get your truck license? What are you doing in the meantime to take care of yourself? Can you take care of yourself right now? She
Yeah.
tripping because of hair, y'all, and she probably want to get on my head. But anyway, yeah. So things take time,
Yeah.
and you can't just expect everything to just, be where it's supposed to be off top. So that's the only thing I say to that when people make the argument of, well, people need time and you can hang in with somebody and they'll get to where they need to be or whatever. That's true, but what is the true like realistic, time frame? Like
Timetable. Yeah. Yeah.
what are we
Yeah.
looking at?
I
Yeah.
totally agree. I totally agree. What is um see, I don't want to. We can have some honest conversation. We can have some very honest conversation, right? So everybody ain't for everybody, right?
Facts.
We live in a society, and I'm talking about our American society, and we can drop it down to any subculture and subgenre you want to. But we live in a society where certain body types, certain body parts, certain styles are put into oh yeah, I want XYZ. My guy gotta have XYZ, so and so and so and so, right?
Yeah,
Some people are naturally born that way. Some people work to get that way. Some people perpetrate the fraud, get surgeries, or some people, get weight trainers and whatever to look a certain way.
true.
Uh, we lose the interpersonal relationships that we could gain when we look for those things. When those things, when the outside becomes more important than the inside, we end up looking at ourselves like, man, I got this old. I'm gonna say from woman's perspective, I got this fine dude and he can't read. I got this
I
girl.
mean, but okay, where we going with this, baby?
I,
Go
I
ahead.
got I got this girl who got all the XYZ, but she can't. She has horrible people skills. You know what I mean? Like we look so much to the physical thing, to the physical part of a person. Like you say, we're in the supermarket and we're just like, oh, I can't let her get by. And this motherfucker might be a crackhead. I don't know. All I did was saw the outside and just assumed that this is the one for me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's why, and I'm saying that's why I said his approach was so, it was finalistic. It was last ditch effort because that's what we do.
Yeah.
We throw our
You know
haymakers.
what I'm saying?
Say it again.
No, I was saying, hey, sorry. Go ahead.
All
No,
right.
you want some.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah, we throw haymakers all the time. We don't slow boogie on nothing. It's right. Hey, look, let's get married. You mine. I want you to be mine forever. We throw haymakers off the rip. We don't never say, hey,
Man, I'm glad you brought that up too, because them don't be about shit. When people say that,
yeah. And I'm speaking from observation and some kind of I don't know how, but some magical way from experience, right? Because man, when I I have the unique experience of being the smallest person in the room for the longest time, and then
Yeah.
being one of the tallest people in the room at one time, right? And so I just noticed how people treat and
Um,
deal with you differently when you quote unquote blossom, as
oh,
opposed to
so you
when.
have your own back then didn't want me. Now I'm
Oh
hot
yeah,
they all.
I was feeling. I was like, man, they didn't want me back then, man. But now that I'm hot, they all. I wasn't even hot. I was just taller. But anyway,
Oh, you.
they wasn't feeling me. To this day, there are people who I see who have no idea who I am. They have no idea, guys and
Right.
girls, no idea who I am. Like, yeah, man, I sat behind you for 6 years. I sat behind you in class. Your last name is Shelton. You were right in front of me. I sat behind you
Dang.
in elementary and middle school, but I grew 8 inches from middle school to now. So they're like, uh-uh. Man,
That's not true.
you was a little skinny pole, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, not some more. Anyway, I'm still skinny, but whatever. But long story short,
Hey,
like so
that's probably good compared to probably some of your classmates. You know how that goes.
I don't want to talk about it. I can't. Ooh, I don't even want to go. I didn't even go to my 20 year or whatever. I don't tell my age, but I didn't even want to go because I already seen y'all, man. I didn't see how y'all look, man. What I didn't.
Nah, interesting to see that. Like maybe
Nah.
the people from high school that kind of like not look down on you. You know what I'm saying? But
By the time I
but
got
it's
to high
about to
school,
this
man,
day.
I was 6'1". Okay, so my freshman year I was 5'7", maybe 5'8". By senior year I was 6'1".
Dang. So you
So
like had a big spring up, as they
yeah, I had
say.
like a 4 or 5. I went from looking people in the eye to looking down in the head, you know, and man, I had a wonderful high school experience, you know what I'm saying? Not even because I was, the man, but it's because, you know, I got to I got to actualize what they say is, a high school experience. Like I wasn't worried about getting beat up, or I wasn't worried about impressing nobody. Because I fit the mold, so they didn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I was the guy they gonna jump or the guy they gonna pick on, or they're like, man, that's JB. He's fun. He plays sports. He's on the yearbook staff. He's always. So I didn't have. I got to have a great high school experience. So but people have no idea who I am. Like literally no idea. I had a girl who I sat behind her. Her last name was started with an S, and we were behind each other all the time.
Okay.
Had her sons in my program for 3 years, to the point where she was taking pictures of her son, and I was like, hey, that's me in that picture. I'm the guy who. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm the guy that you should sit right there in class. The picture you taking with your sons, that's me with your sons. I know it was you. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm like, look, back then you didn't want me. Now,
But seriously though, so how different did you look? Like was you
man,
like ashy or I
I was
mean,
little. I was little, man. I was very little. I was little. Like I was small. Small. I was short. I was little. So
yeah,
and I guess I got pictures somewhere. I gotta find pictures.
yeah, you might have to run
I
that.
had a picture one time. I had gotten to a whole Facebook argument to do, and he was telling me how cold he was. I'm like, bro, I was the point guard. What are you talking about? Like, you don't know me. And I had to show him a picture of me in the sixth grade. And he was like, little nigga, that's you. I was like, yeah, man, that was me, man. I was, oh, so you blossomed. You blossomed after high school. You blossomed. Nah, man. I
That's kind
just
of shady a little bit. A little bit. What did he look like?
I mean, he's a strapping young man. I don't talk about that guy, man. He's
Alright.
fat now though, but it is what it is. Uh,
Alright,
no,
I hear
man, but
you.
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's genetics. They can't help that. Um, but yeah, it's a unique space to like. It's hard to talk about it sometimes for me because like it comes off as being conceited or being a certain type of way. You know what I mean? But I was blessed with parents that pushed education, and I was blessed with an inquisitive mind. So I was into education and into learning
Anthony.
at a younger age. So, when y'all was in high school and talk about y'all how y'all want, I want a mature man, a college man, in the education, you know what I mean? In my head, I was like, shit, I know the same shit he know. In the books at least, you know what I mean? And so as I got older, that understanding and wisdom and I already had that because I was already into, I wasn't into kiddie stuff as a young person.
Right.
I was, and that just and it's like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to toot my own horn or anything, and that
It
kind of
does
shit. But
sound like that. I'm gonna
I,
be
I,
a
hey,
dub for a
I
second.
shit. You want to? I was thinking
Little
about coming on to
too,
pull
but
my
it's
shirt off.
fine.
I wanted to just let them see what it really is, but I don't. You know,
So,
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm not gonna put my. I have done pause my shirt off though when Dove's on there. Not with you, but with Doves, and oh, yo, was trying to show your man cuts. Yo, this is your time to be like, I ain't gonna say Dove. I ain't gonna say Dove.
I ain't saying nothing. You can go off. Go
No, no, no,
off.
no. But like, I mean, and to me, like the song says, beauty is only skin deep, and that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, one of the great American poets, I think his name is Amari Kanye West, said, the most beautiful people do the ugliest things on the road to riches and diamond rings. Like,
Thanks. Okay, but back to what you was talking about though when you said a person's appearance. So you said that looks get in the way of actually getting to know a person, right?
yeah, yeah. But then,
Okay.
yeah, they get in the way. But
Okay, so let me ask you this. So, I mean, yeah, we want somebody that looks good, quote unquote, but what does that mean though? That's a personalized, you know what I'm saying,
exactly,
definition.
that's the
So it's
hard
more
part.
so, well, what I would say is not necessarily looks per se, as in features, like, oh, I like dudes, or let's, I'm gonna be devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I like light skinned chicks,
Okay.
like the light skinned chicks or whatever.
And that's yeah.
Um, I mean, saying something like that, like you may not like the personality of, you know,
It's
every
like
life person that you meet, you know what I'm saying? And it should be more so about what you're actually attracted to. And I mean, it could be a culmination of things, but to pinpoint a physical attribute is kind of like doing yourself a
childish.
disservice.
It's kind of
Yeah.
childish to me. And
It is childish after a point. I mean, you want somebody that looks good to you, but they don't
but
have to be attractive to everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. But what I'm saying is when you qualify somebody by their physical characteristic off the top, like that's like me saying I only date white girls. I only date Belizean girls. I only date short girls. Like, how am I going to qualify every woman in the whole world by one factor? Like I'm really telling myself that I want one. I'm narrowing my pool based on some shit that they don't even have control over.
Exactly.
They don't even have control over this. It's not like they made themselves short or white or Belizean or Cuban or they ain't make themselves that. And if they did make themselves that, how superficial is that? That what I gotta go to the doctor and get these triple D's so that I can get a man.
Man, so hey, real quick, it was this girl, shout out to King World, but it was this girl, I think her name is Goddess Diana or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But she scammed this man out of some money or whatever. It was a good story. Y'all gotta check out King World. I don't mean to drop names, but he did a
You know,
great job on that. But
drop all the
anyway,
names you want to. Maybe
so
trying to get fans. Maybe you got 16 fans. Maybe trying to get that's probably 16 shots. We only got 16
already,
fans.
already. But so basically, what was I about to say about her?
Girl, she scammed the
Um,
guy.
yeah, she scammed the dude. Oh, she was using breast pumps. And I was like, no disrespect to anybody if y'all use breast pumps or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was interesting. At first, I thought he meant like, lactate, whatever. I thought it
Yeah.
was for that type of situation. But no. Like he pulled it up. It's an actual like machine that women
Yeah.
use to the
Make the
same kind of concept, that
with the
men
booty with
use.
the not with the booty
Yeah,
pumps
but
that
I'm like,
they have the same thing for butts, right? They hit that cup and put it on your booty and it makes you
yeah,
expose it.
yeah, but I
Man,
just can't. I can't see. It makes me feel, I feel empathetic for people that feel that they may need to use that because it's like just be you, like, if you got itty bitties, like cool. I mean, I don't got the biggest butt in the world, you know what I'm saying? But I got what I got, you know what I'm saying? I could maybe work on it, maybe not, whatever. You feel me? But I'm comfortable with my body. I don't need to use something that could potentially harm me or, just feels uncomfortable just because I want other people to perceive me a certain way.
I think that and this is twofold. I think it's indicative of how much society has an imprint on how we think, right?
Most
Because
definitely.
the same way like imagine your brother gets shot in the street and all you hear is don't snitch, don't snitch, don't snitch, right?
Yeah.
Like imagine your mother gets robbed and then you go and by the neighborhood whatever that is robbing everybody and then you go to the corner store and all the shirts say don't snitch.
Mm.
It's the same with
Yeah.
imagine being a woman and you turn on TV and every woman has the same attributes. Imagine being a man and you turn on TV and the only women that men want are built like fucking Idris Elba or whatever man is, or Shamar Moore or whatever the man y'all think is, you know what I mean?
What
That's
are you
why
talking from the old school, man? Ain't nobody looking at them no more.
Shamar Moore get any broad he wants. Stop it. Shamar Moore, I
Nah,
seen nah. But I mean, whoever y'all tank, I don't know, whoever y'all like. But what I'm saying, I don't like dudes, so I don't know. But what I'm saying, and that's why I say I'm in a precarious position because at times I might fall under that category of what, like I didn't know that women like tall guys until I got into my 20s, late 20s, maybe even 30s. I had no idea. I didn't give how the fuck would I know? I'm not a woman. So,
really.
you know,
I mean, but you can tell generally the consensus, you know what I'm saying?
how
Like
what
which
do I sit
homeboys,
around and be like,
play.
girl, what you like, girl, what you like? I don't know. Shit, I'm living my life. I'm just going through my
Right.
life,
I get you.
like
I hear you.
I'm sure you think you know what you might think you know what men want. I tell women all the time, y'all have no idea how a
My
penis works.
peace, my good.
I tell women all the time, women have no idea how a penis works. No idea whatsoever. They think they know. They be like, "Oh man, you do this," and I'm like, man, no, that's no. That's just for show. What you're doing is just for show. And men generally have no idea how a vagina works. They think they're doing it.
Okay.
I'm like, man, nobody want that, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's a conversation that you have to have with a woman, and it's a
They
conversation
be
that you
always doing this, y'all. He always gonna take the conversation just a little tilt. We gonna tilt, you know what I'm saying? We
I
gonna
put it.
swing on through.
Am I lying though? Am I lying? Am I lying?
You're not lying. You're not lying. Those are facts.
How many times
Those
women
are
like,
facts.
you don't know what you're doing? You gotta do this, and you know what I'm saying? And but a guy will make a whole song. Kevin Gates is on stage, literally raping a woman, air raping a woman. I can
Wait,
say,
what?
you know what I'm saying? And like,
Oh, okay.
there's only a percentage of women in the world that want that. You know what I'm saying? Most women are gonna be
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
what
It
the
is
hell?
a woman's preference. Every
You,
woman not the same, so
you know what I'm
clearly, so
saying?
yeah.
But because he's Kevin Gates and because he's a person, a figure of XYZ, and people don't understand that he's acting right now, he's just doing it's a percentage of men more than I like to admit that's gonna do that and think that's how it's supposed to be done.
Hmm.
They think the women are screaming because he's doing that. They're screaming because he's Kevin Gates. Because that guy's doing that, not because every guy's doing that.
Yeah.
Same, I mean, but all that being said, uh society's imprint on how we think is that's that cloudiness that we have. You know what I mean? This is why when people ask me all the time about like, are you religious? I'm like, oh man, it's tough, man, because I understand the importance of religion, meaning that
Right.
it's 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 a moral,
A
it's a
moral code for
yeah,
people to
yeah,
come together and have some common ground.
a common ground. It's like, okay, you know what? We're not raping little kids, man. I don't care what we do over here, but we're not, we're not touching girls of this age, or we're not, we're not shooting people in the back of their head, or we're not shooting the messenger, or however, whatever the standard. It's a moral standard that's even. But then in the same breath, some religions take that moral baseline and inflect their own, like like there's a thing going on right now in Iran. They're protesting the killing of Iranian women, so they're taking their shawls off in protest.
Mm.
Because their moral ground is women shouldn't be covered. And they're like, if y'all can kill us, then shit, fuck y'all moral. If it's okay to kill us, then fuck y'all morals. You know what I mean? Just like,
Right.
I mean, there's so many different examples in different places of how that moral religious standard can be favorable to a certain part of the society or of the section of society unfairly. So I'm on the fence about that shit all the time, man. I'm on the fence because I'm on the fence about it, you know. But I don't want to go too deep because I
So good.
can.
I mean, long story short, I feel like I don't want to keep repeating it because everybody said long story short. Well, long
Mm-hmm.
story short,
Mm-hmm.
um, I feel like that women should be able to have safe spaces. They should be able to wear what they like. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, even if what they like for their day could be considered by someone else to be sexual or whatever the case may be, you still can't. They don't give you no right to do nothing with that woman. They don't give you no right to do
I
not a
agree.
damn thing. So,
I can talk. I can say words now. I can say something to her
right.
now.
I mean, you can see if her appearance matches whatever you
Yeah,
think
yeah. I
she's
can I can check a temperature.
presenting. You
Hey,
know
I don't know where you think you at, but you on business net and you wearing drawers. So I don't
what
know
they
if
do
you
with
knew this, but
business
this is the whole stroll. I was just going to the store. I understand that, but this is the area where the women who sell vagina wear the same clothes that you're wearing. So if you're not doing that, you might want to change your outfit.
right. Awareness,
Yeah, being
self-aware.
aware. Being aware.
Yeah.
Uh
At least if you decided to put that outfit on and go on this net street in Houston, for some of y'all who don't know, a stroll, a old school stroll. I don't even know if
yes.
they still do it. Are they still over
They
there?
100% do it and they stronger than ever. It's
Okay,
a
we're not gonna ask that B how he knows that they're stronger than
because
ever
I
with
work in
some
that
bone.
area. That's why I work in that area. I I am a community activist in that area. So I speak to some of
Okay,
I've had
community
some of the people
activist.
in my
You
program,
ready
some of the
to
young ladies, you
describe
know,
my
I
comment?
I literally drive down the street and sometimes I'm like, damn, that's Stacy, which is crazy. But like that's Stacy, man. And I know Stacy was a teenager in our program, and she decided that that's the route she wanted to go for whatever reason, whether it was on purpose or whether hard times fell upon her. So I talked to Stacy. Hey, Stacy, there's other ways. If you want to be in this lifestyle and make money this way, there's other ways to do it besides being out here in this unsafe manner. You can go to establishments that where you can get paid a fee, or you can, you know, which can
Right,
go to the next topic is that discipline is a huge issue in our communities. Discipline,
for sure.
discipline, 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 discipline. So if I was to say that, man, half of the half of the function of making money in business is not your intricacies, it's not your business plan. It's just a discipline to keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, literally to stay, man, you
Cons-
hitting on something. That's
consi-
what I learned too.
it's like you don't have to be
Consistency.
the smartest. Like shout out to Aegis Insurance. Aegis Insurance. They will he this guy goes out and buys 20 to 50,000 business cards every month.
Right.
Pays XYZ to go put them on cards. Everybody business school, everybody knows 10% rule, right? Whatever you advertise, expect 10% back, right? So if I put out 50,000 business cards, I get 500 back callbacks, right?
Yeah,
Now it's up to me to turn them 500 callbacks into money, right? Agents has been around 20, 30 years. Well, maybe going on 30 years now. Using this say consistency,
right.
consistency. How many?
Man, that's even something with like social media stuff. So I'm gonna just say it again, but so I'm a part of the, the real programs and all that
Yeah.
driving. By the way, you can buy badges here, and you can also buy stars. I'm on IG and Facebook now. But y'all can buy stars to send me. I'm gonna be shooting some new videos and stuff like that. So anything you give is appreciated. Thank you.
I ain't
But
gonna
yeah,
lie.
so
I ain't gonna lie. When they say about money and internet, I'm taking my shirt off. I don't care what anybody says. I'm taking my shirt off.
but
I
why is that?
like why? Okay, if you're a boxer and you got a hell of a right hand, are you going?
Keep taking the shirt off. Okay, what?
If you're a boxer and you got a hell of a right hand and your right hand is solid, you gonna throw jabs all night. You gonna throw that right hand, right? If I'm a
Yeah, you gonna
singer,
figure it out. I
yeah, and I
feel
can hit
you.
high notes. I'm gonna sing in a low octave just because, well, I don't want to just show up. I don't want to just use my strongest or one of my strongest assets. But man, it's not a bunch of well, man. I'm gonna take my shirt off, man. Look,
Right. But no, definitely using what you got and
yeah,
putting it out there.
man,
You know
take
what I'm
my shirt
saying? That's
off.
the game currently, that's marketing, etc. Not to get off on the business class. But
Mm-hmm.
the point is
Yeah,
consistency. So
consistency.
originally I was just like, I don't know. I mean, I would post stuff, but I wasn't worried about, I mean, who cares? Y'all look at it, y'all don't, whatever.
Yeah.
But then when they started saying, okay, well, you can get paid per view or per, like, or people can send stars or whatever, I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? So I was like, just try to be, a little more consistent with it
Mm-hmm.
instead of being like, oh, I can do it, so I'm gonna just move on or whatever. But it's been good for me, you know what I'm saying, to keep going. It's also been a way in the meantime while I'm in preparation of putting music together and new projects and stuff like that to be able to stay active with people that, did support me and that are interested in where I'm going and what I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing and, etc. So and then it's also like a, what I'm saying, a reintroduction of Jane's World at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
drive by,
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is.
oh,
I thought I was gonna say Jane. See, I set you up with Jane, and I thought you were
I
coming.
think that whole
My name is
Jane,
Jane.
we tried to
Yeah,
hit
J to the
that
A
up.
and E. Um.
I was a little slow with it.
Uh.
But yeah, so consistency for sure is definitely key and pushing forward through
Yeah.
anything. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Eventually, we're gonna have freestyle sessions on the podcast. We're gonna. I think, man, our man, like,
what's up, y'all? What you gotta say? Who's on the mic?
ooh, I used
Gotta
to
say
hate that. I used to hate that, man. I got this lady at the
that.
this lady. Okay, so I have I have the face that everybody says is somebody else's face. I've been Chris Rock, I've been Silk the Shocker.
Oh, dang. I
This
don't know
lady,
about Snoop, but you do kind of look like you could be one of the Rocks brothers, like Chris. What's the other brother name?
uh
You like a mix of both of them.
Chris and who's the other one? Who's the other Chris Rock and
I
Tony.
forgot.
Tony.
Tony Rock. Yeah, you
I
do kind of look like him a little bit.
This lady at the store at my house, she's like, "You look just like the Mad Hatter." I'm like, "Is that an
Man,
insult or
from the radio show.
yeah?"
Sorry,
I'm
y'all.
like, "Is that an insult or is that a compliment?" I don't know. She's like, "It's my favorite DJ." I'm like, I don't think
Okay,
any
girl.
any slim, tall, dark skinned guy. That's
That's who
who I
you look
am. That's
like.
who
Right.
I am. I'm okay with it. But
Right.
I forgot what I was going with
We
that.
got way off topic. Kinda.
I
It's on
forgot what I was
topic.
talking about. At the end of the day, though, man, the consistency of this being consistent. I talk with other thinkers as much as I can, right? I try to talk with
Right.
other thinkers. There's a lot of people who are not thinkers who will tell you they thinkers, and all you gotta do is ask them one question, and they're gonna talk to you as a consumer. They might have plans, but they have consumer plans.
Right.
Talk to thinkers, right? And it's consistency, man. It's consistency. It's consistency. The reason why our youth fall into the hands of the wrong people is because the wrong people are consistent.
That that
That.
part. And then also it's hard to even determine what you actually like and don't like if you don't never pursue or follow through on shit. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So even for instance, like for me, like I enjoy making jewelry. Like I do a lot of different creative things that I enjoy,
So
but not all
I
of
can't get
them
no
are.
jury. I can't get
No,
no
you can
nose
get some
piece.
jewelry.
I can't get
You can
no.
get some jewelry. You don't want no nose piece. Cut it out.
What you mean, man? You don't look at my nose, man. You see how shiny my nose is?
You want
Speaking of
some
my
rose
shiny
candy
nose,
roasting?
if you can see my face, man, let me show the people. Let me show
Yeah.
the people right quick.
But no,
You see?
those pieces, like as far as from a business aspect,
Yeah,
for me to sit and make one piece of jewelry, that's like a good 30 minutes from my day.
yeah,
So it's only so much jewelry that I can make with my two hands and my brain
yeah.
per day.
Hmm.
So if we quantify that on a larger scale from a business aspect, thank you, Sean. Appreciate you. If we quantify that on a business level, it's like how much can I actually even make? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, can I actually get to where I would like to get to financially utilizing these, little pieces of jewelry, which I didn't even wear any. I put them over there. I'll get them later. But
Yeah,
yeah, like that's one piece, and I may be
yeah,
charging $10 a pop, maybe
yeah,
15, maybe 20. I'm
yeah,
saying if it's something, I need some exclusive crystals or whatever. But other than that, when I look at it in the long term, like no. But the point is that if I would have never taken the time out to actually follow through, put the pieces together, go to some events, be a vendor, sell some, interact with people, see their engagement, how they respond, being consistent in that manager. I even did a photo shoot that got published. Shout out to Regina. With a model that was wearing one of my some of my jewelry pieces, but none of that would have ever happened if I wasn't consistent about it. Now the end result,
uh-huh.
am I still gonna be doing jewelry? Yeah, but is it a focal point? No. I'm gonna pick two or three pieces and make those like my main pieces and then offer that
Hmm.
as opposed to me like trying to make individual creative pieces for every single person and
Yeah,
etc. It's not lucrative. And even further, one last thing on that, I think about Shark Tank, right?
yeah,
And on Shark Tank, they look at your business, your model, the structure of it, and how lucrative it is. And
yeah,
I thought to myself, if I went on that show, they would be like, "So your issue is production. How are you going to even produce enough of these pieces that you are
yeah.
making by hand with no staff
Well,
to
that's the
even,
uniqueness.
make
That's the
a
uniqueness of your
marginal
product.
amount?" Huh?
The uniqueness of your product is that it's handmade. Like the reason
Yeah,
why Picasso didn't make 17 pictures, he made one, and that one was so unique, you had to pay a price for it. Which leads me to the next question
true.
is, do you think that accessibility has hurt us in our communities, or has you think it's helped? Because I know people that make crystals, man, that was rappers last week. I know people that
Well,
make crystals that work
that's
at
a whole
Wendy's.
nother convoluted topic. That's a whole nother convoluted topic. That's people being trendy with spirituality and
Well,
you know what
I'm
I'm
not saying
saying?
about the
God
spiritual.
is
I'm just saying
God
the
is
fact.
alone.
No, I'm just saying the fact that what. Okay, I'm gonna tell you my theory. This is JB's
Mhm.
theory.
All right, we listen to JB's theory. Go ahead.
My theory is that our community don't respect nothing. We don't respect nothing because everything that somebody do, no matter what level it is, it's gonna be 20 people that be like, man, I can do that. Man, I could do that, man. Man, man, I can. He think he a basketball coach. Well, I can coach basketball, even though you ain't never played in high school, you ain't played in middle school, you ain't played in college, you definitely ain't played pro. But then you gonna tell these you got 100 kids that you got. Oh man, I could do hair. She ain't do that. I can do hair. I be doing hair at home, even though she went to barber college and got a degree in it, and she knows all. I could do that, man.
Okay,
I
so
can make crystals,
but that's
even though
I
you don't have
know
no
people do say
respect.
that it's a billion people. And that's another point. there are a lot of people offering that now. I feel like I had a unique idea in terms of offering the nose rings. You know what I mean?
Mm,
That you don't have to have a piercing, or offering the personalized chains, not the ones made from China or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But just, I mean, if we're gonna speak on quote unquote black people as a whole, I can't put the full blame on black people, because in the whole crabs in a bucket syndrome. Because the thing is that it has been placed before us, like, the chicken string or whatever.
yeah.
You can get wealth and you can get this and that, and it's like we all end up, reaching for the same piece of chicken, so to speak. I don't eat meat, so please disregard
Well,
that
I
aspect.
no, 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 because what I'm saying is,
But
what
I'm
you,
just saying, what I'm saying, we're all reaching for the same thing. And in that, obviously that creates competition.
but
Some
no,
of
it's
us
not
handle
competition
competition
though.
better than others.
That's not competition though. Like I tell people all the time, when people tell me that you can't do something, I'm like, man, churches and Popeyes across the street from each other. So
Facts.
so
Walgreens and CVS down the
exactly.
corner, down
So
the
don't
street.
tell me what we can't do, but also Walgreens and CVS, they have a plan. They have a plan. They research and they do their work. They don't just say, "Oh, he doing it, so if he can do it, I can do it." It's a plan to
Right.
get there. What I'm saying is
Yeah.
a lot of times, especially in my industry or in industries that it's just somebody saying, "Oh man, I can do that. If he could do it, I can do it." I seen him. Oh, she can do it. I can do it. Literally,
Yeah.
like when you start asking about credentials, oh, you credentials. You don't need all that, man. You can just do it. So what my credentials, and this is why when we go in our communities, our businesses fail differently because if you have somebody like we fail on the bullshit because we don't want to pay the extra $20 or the extra whatever it costs to get the pro in there. We finna hire our cousin. We finna
I
hire our best
know.
friend.
You can't, but see, so some of the stuff that, let me say this. I agree generally with what you're saying, but some of the stuff that you're talking about is circumstantial. It is people being placed at a disadvantage and trying to overcome that and push through. So
The
I understand what you're
disadvantage, a
saying. We do
disadvantage,
we do cut corners. We
yeah,
do cut corners, but there's genius in the corners that we cut sometimes. So let's point that out too. You
yeah.
know what I'm
I'm not
saying?
I'm not shitting on us as a whole. I'm saying that there's a difference between having ingenuity and cutting corners. It's a huge difference. It's a huge
Facts.
difference.
It's
Cutting
true.
corners to me is like, man, I'm supposed to put 75% of this fabric in there, but I'm gonna put 50 because I'm trying to save money. And the
Right.
results end up everybody got a rash, right?
Not everybody got a rash.
Having ingenuity is like these people right here, Nourish. They had a product that they wanted to create, so they went out and did the time to take the time to create a product, to have branding on their product, to take the time
Right.
to test out the different products. You see what I'm doing right there. You like that? The product placement. They took the time to see, okay, what's my market? What's my, is it Asian people? Is it black people? Is it
Right.
is it nondescript people? Like who is it? It could be anybody. It's for everybody.
Yeah.
It's for black people, white people, anybody. It's nourished for
What
about.
is that,
Oh,
by the way?
say what?
What is that?
It's a skin product. About two African American ladies from Houston. They created this product. It's a skin
Okay.
it's a skincare product. You see it? Look, you see how I'm glowing? You don't see this?
Okay,
That's,
I
that's why
see.
I
You
took.
got
That's why I took everything out. You see that? You see that?
you
You
got
don't see that?
you.
Bling. It has a full body. It has facial, all natural products, all natural ingredients.
Is it
Uh,
better than African soap? Just the regular, bar soap that you just like clay, you just take a piece. Is it better than that?
you know what? It's all
Or do
natural
you
product.
use it with
It's
it?
what I'm saying. It's all natural products. So not to say necessarily better, but what I'm saying is it's like having orange juice from concentrate and having orange juice when you go to Florida and grab your orange and squeeze it out. You know what I mean? It's just they put more energy into knowing the science of what products are needed for skincare and for
Right.
exfoliation. And they have I don't have they have it comes with a list of all the products, happiness, joy, whatever, and they has it tells you what it does for you, how you use it. It comes look, you get a spoon. You get your own personal spoon to take it and scoop it out and put it, you
Okay.
get a spoon.
Come on,
Who
necessity.
giving you spoons?
So what's the name of it?
It's
So
called Nourish by Ovale or Ovale. I can't say it. It's hard to say, but it's spelled
Nourish by
phonetically.
Valerie.
Yes.
Okay.
Nourish the seeds of your soul.
Yes.
You like
Nourish the
that?
seed. Oh,
Nourish
yes.
the seeds. Nourish. Can you
You
see
have to
that?
say it like Denzel Jones, though.
Nourish the seeds of your soul.
Oh, nourish.
Luke, I'm your
That's
father.
dope. Okay,
Yeah.
shout out to them.
Yeah, yeah. They were on last episode, but I've been pushing their products and I got it. It works. You know, I need to stop eating certain foods so I can get all the way clear. But that's my struggle. You know, but it's help. I mean, look, you see it. You see that white gleam right there. You see,
Definitely.
I don't use
I wasn't
razors.
sure if you had really like intense lighting
No,
or
I don't use razors.
I wasn't
You
sure.
see,
But
see how look at you see how you seen that?
it's clean. It's clean.
Now, if I took my shirt off, you can see the whole. But I ain't gonna do that to you, Sydney. I don't want to do you like that.
Where's Dub at when you need Dub?
I don't want to do that
Dub,
to you, Sydney.
take his
I
shirt
I
off,
would
Dub.
take the shirt off, but I don't want to do that to
Take the center. He can't. He getting hot or something. I don't know what's going on.
you. uh, okay, so we had some great topics. I want to go to the next couple of topics.
Yeah, we did. Okay, next topic. What we got?
What else have we talked about? My phone's today, so I really don't know.
Yeah, weigh in. Oh snap! Okay,
I got you.
and
Don't worry.
I'm on
I got.
three devices right now, so I can't
Oh,
even
I
pull
got
it
you. I
up.
got you. We were gonna talk about
Okay.
Slim Thug denouncing BET. Hmm.
Okay, so I saw that, but I didn't really get into it. So why did Slim Thug denounce BET? What was the story on
So
that one?
Slim Thug got on his IG live and was speaking about, well, it was layered, and some of the things he said were kind of controversial as usual. But he was saying that Lotto winning the best song of the year over Super Gremlin was kind of a farce. He was saying that the reason why we as black artists are going to BET is because we don't get our respect at the Grammys and the other quote unquote white establishments. He went on to
Okay,
say that Bob Turner sold out by selling BET
the
to
Viacom.
Viacom to the white people. He
Maybe
said
so.
he said that Viacom in turn put a black woman in the front, and now it's more about women empowerment than it is about music and black entertainment, and that's why all the shows have a kind of
Mm,
a pro LGBTQ XYZ agenda. This is what he said, not what I said. I'm not agreeing or
right.
disagreeing. This is what he said.
Those
Uh,
are some good points.
he
It does seem very, especially the female rapper thing. That's kind of like skyrocketed.
yeah, and it's like, man, look, I'm
How
like
you
I
feel
said,
about that
I'm
as
gonna
a
keep it
male rapper?
to keep it a buck. It's not a rapper that they promote that's better than Rhapsody.
Say
Let's
that one
keep.
more time.
There's not a rapper that they promote on BET that's better than
Mm-hmm.
Rhapsody.
All right.
There's not a rapper that they promote on BET that's better than 3D Nate, I think her name.
Okay.
There's not a
Yeah,
rapper.
nothing.
They don't promote Jean Grey. They don't
That's
promote.
better than. Let me mention Tierra Whack. She's
Oh,
new,
Tierra
but
Whack is nice.
she's fire.
Dreezy's fire.
Yeah.
But like I said, the the conversation is big dick energy. The conversation is fuck nigga free,
I
right?
know. I know.
That's what is
I
that's
mean,
what's
those are. Let me say this. That's kind of like it's like the rap versions of single ladies. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, but at the same time, it's like when Go ahead. I'll finish when you finish your point. Go ahead.
Well, the thing about, I mean, to piggyback that, what made all those songs, but the Beyonce and Destiny Child sang in those days, like we just be having our eyes closed when we sing, man. We be having our minds closed. Like literally, they had 17 and 18-year-old girls singing about can you pay my bills? Who are they singing
Um,
to?
exactly.
Who are they singing to? They can't be singing to no 17-year-old kid because they know there's no reason that we can and anybody could fathom that a 17-year-old girl or a 16-year-old girl should tell a 16-year-old boy pay my bills. So obviously, the only logical thing is they're talking to older men. And who writing
Mhm.
these songs? Candy Burris, Missy Ellis. You got 30-year-old women, 25-year-old women writing songs for 16-year-old girls, and that becomes the the what's this word? The median for music. And so you
Yeah.
have a whole generation of girls who are like, damn, you gotta pay my bills. You
I
we can't
mean, man, those conversations are so convoluted, man, because people are only looking at a small fraction of, relationships and what they actually entail. So they get really marginalized based upon the discussions.
I don't know. Like when I'm talking about 90s R&B, man, what they were singing about, man. If you talk about the songs that impacted the culture, we're talking about Forever My Lady. You're talking about Five Steps, Beauty. You're talking about songs that empowered love and people being in tune with each other. But now when you're talking
True.
about Destiny's Child, you're talking about Monica, you're talking about The Boy Is Mine, you're talking about conflict.
That was weird. You know what? Hold on. So the new version of that song to me is The Weekend. What's that song? For the weekend. Um,
Oh
you will
yeah.
take me forever on the weekend.
Stop singing
That
on the pod
song.
because you're gonna make me sing and then I'm gonna have to show you up. And I don't wanna do that. I don't
All
wanna do
right,
that.
listen. Baby,
I don't wanna do that.
I want you to
Forever, my lady. It's like a dream. I'm holding you close, keeping you warm. If this is
Okay.
ecstasy.
All right. What were you just
Anyway,
why people do that? Actually moving your head does not do
it
anything
makes
for
the
the
song
note.
wait when you hit them with this right here.
You
You know what
doing
the
like this? No, that's
Wanye told me that. He told me that. I knew once
Mm-mm.
Wanye was when he started hitting you with this right here, the song finna go off. The song
That's
was Boys to Men songs were like they were really dull until Wanye started doing this and it was off. Oh,
Have you seen his kids? They started a group singing. They're pretty good too.
what's the name of the group?
Wanye Morris, his kids.
What's the name of the
He got
group?
about, huh?
What's the name of the group?
I don't even know. I just saw it one day. It popped up on my feed on IG. But if you look up his page, he probably has them connected on there. But they be singing harmonies and everything.
Man, you know how much you know how much promise you know how much stock and I might be showing my age again, but when 3T came out, I knew that R&B world was it was gonna be over. When
Three
3T
T.
came out,
I don't,
3T was Tito Jackson's three sons.
oh, I remember that.
I was like, Michael Jackson's nephews, nigga, yeah, man, this gonna be
That's
over.
tripping. And they all have to look, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they got the little Jerry. This gonna be over. It's Michael Jackson 3.0. Yeah, I was let down by that. So, you
Yeah,
know what?
that
I'm gonna be racist, man. All them light skins let me down, man. Elder Barge, 3T,
was
Tevin Campbell,
Devin Chamber.
Tevin Campbell, yeah, Tevin Campbell, all the light skins, man. High five, all they all let me down, man.
Oh, Five. It was rumored that I have a cousin in High Five. That's the one with Tony Compton, right?
I've been thinking about you every night and every day. Man, that was they supposed to been. Psh, but them dark skinned Jodeci brothers, them Haley brothers, psh, never let me down. Never let me down. Drew Hill, Woody, and Jazz, never let me
Ooh,
down.
I know.
Never let me. Jagged Edge, never let me down. Never.
Man, they was going hard.
Player, never let me down. Never let me down.
But you talking
After,
about old school, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Chris
So,
Brown,
bring that point back around for me.
Chris
You gotta bring
Brown,
that point back around. Yeah.
let me down all the time. Raheem Devon, never let me down. Never let me down.
Okay. I know. But so the people, I mean, even Raheem Devon, like he's dope, you know what I mean? But does he really get what he quote unquote deserves? Is
Oh
he
no,
getting the
no.
accolades and
That's the Love
you know
King,
what I'm
man.
saying?
That's the Love King, man. Raheem Devon, man. I can't even talk about him because that's the like Raheem Devon, man. That's the Love King. I'm gonna leave it at that. As Dub, like I
Okay.
said, I don't want to offend my political connects, but
Oh, okay, I got you. I
Raheem
mean, he dope
Devon,
to me, so I ain't gonna say nothing. You know what
he
I'm
dope. I'm
saying?
saying he dope. He's super dope. Like he's. I'll just say that it was Jodeci, and then it was Drew Hill, and then it was the guy we can't talk about, and then it was
Who
Raheem
was
Devon.
that?
We can't talk about
Oh,
him, man. The guy who wrote everything that we like, but we can't talk about him.
that's crazy.
Yeah, the guy who every song we ever liked from 1994 to 2020 or 2018.
Oh, I know who you're talking about
Yeah,
now. But
wrote
why
every
we can't talk about him?
man because because he was sick, man, and we empowered him in his sickness, man. That's why we empowered him in his sickness, man. Because I can't even lie,
I
man.
mean,
Like,
I know people have mixed opinions about that. So, you know what I'm saying? I respect it. I get it. But at the same time, and you know what I'm saying? I fully understand the predicament. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Fully, 1,000. But at the same time, what what we supposed to do with all of that? You know, music and all,
this is
all
what I
we
tell people.
supposed to
It's about
do.
to if you can't let it go to R. Kelly, then you can't expect
Young
white
people
folks to give
talking
up
about.
reparations. If we can't let go of him, then we can't with good conscience go to white folks and be like, give us reparations. Because they're gonna say,
Mm,
man, it's the same thinking process. Like, if you gotta let it go, man, we gotta let him go,
yeah.
and they gotta let go of that thought that like, nah, you not owed that. Yeah, you owed that, man, and he owed what he, we empowered that dude, man. He ain't the only one though. We empowered a bunch of them, you know, and that's our cross to bear as the public, you know. But I don't want to talk about that guy, man. He's a great
I
musician, man,
know.
but a whole person, man.
And we need to put this down all of them, you know, we'll move on.
Yeah. Uh, but I've been thinking about you every High Five used to go hard, man.
They did.
High Five used to
They
go hard.
definitely did.
This month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Listen up.
What is the best? What is the man? So I was talking to somebody today, and we were having a discussion. It wasn't heated or anything. We were sitting next to each other, so it wasn't too heated. But I was like, the police are not as bad as making them seem, and also they understand. They starting to get it. They've been knowing what we're just not finding out, right? We're
Yeah.
worried
I
about
mean, go ahead. I
we're
got you.
we're worried about getting pulled over and getting shot pulled over. They worried about coming to a DV call because you never know what's gonna happen on a DV call.
Literally.
You never know what's gonna happen. You know the most dangerous call that they can get is gonna be a DV call.
Yeah. It
More
could
than a
be anything
robbery.
going on.
Yeah.
Those
More
are
than a
volatile situations.
so what would be I mean, man, I don't even know how to talk about this, but what would be your, you know, I don't want you to talk about any domestic violence issues that you've gone through or definitely don't want to do that. Not because I don't want to talk about it, but because, you know, I want to be more well now, you know what? It's hard for somebody like I don't beat on women. You know what I'm saying? I don't beat on nobody. So it's hard for me.
You like hop, skipping, and jumping all around. Like, just be direct. You good? What's
No, I'm
like the
saying I'm
question?
no, I'm saying like it's hard for me. It's hard for the truth is that every man knows an abuser. The truth is
And man, man, speak on that because y'all be knowing who y'all homeboys are and they proclivities and tendencies and whatnot. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So
but in the same
even if
breath,
you were seeing it with your own eyes, most men know. You know what I'm
but then
saying?
but like in the same breath, it's like okay, if I say, hey man, he did X Y Z with so and so, the speech I've heard from women, oh that was her, that ain't me though. So now
That's
it's like
ignorant. If a man lay hands on one woman and he ain't had no type of therapy or nothing to, you know what I'm saying, move past his need to express physical violence against a
yeah,
woman, it's gonna happen with the next one too. Period. All she gotta do is gonna come a point. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how that's how they problem solve.
yeah.
They're not usually utilizing any other skills. You know what I'm saying? So
Would you say that some of that is a product of how we raise men?
for sure. Um I am curious to know the statistics. I don't really get into that aspect of it. I have attended a few classes and stuff like that. But I don't like the frame that they put it, the framework that they put it under, because partially my spiritual lifestyle is not that of a defeatist.
Hmm.
So to say like domestic violence survivor, like I
Yeah.
don't like that shit.
I mean, but we're
You know
all
what I'm saying?
survivors.
Like,
We're all survivors.
but I mean, I would more so say like, okay, so the reason I don't care for that term is because of what survival means, what a survival mentality does to your life. When you're in survival mode, you don't think the same. You don't think as efficiently as you could if you were not in that state of mind. You think more so, oh, I like that tiger. You think more so on the level of, my needs right now, what needs to be met right now, what can I do right now for this and that. It's not full scope. So I think it's dangerous for people to label it as survival because we don't want to be in survival mode. I even challenged the group to say champions. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of
Mm.
change up the energy. It's a lot of hurt women, man.
You think that, do you think that, do you think that African American people in America are survivors or champions? I'm sorry, do you think they're moving as survivors or champions?
Ooh. Probably operating as survivors in a lot of cases and not knowing that they're actually champions. So,
So, so let's make the parallel because a a domestic violence champion has gone through the same thing as the African American community, right?
okay, in a certain aspect.
In an
I
aspect.
mean, Now let me
in a
say
broad
this.
in a very broad
Very
aspect.
broad. Very
But
broad.
so I'm
But I
saying,
get what you're saying.
yeah.
Okay.
So if I would tell, or you would advise a domestic violence champion to not let their past dictate their future, right?
For sure.
So would I tell an African American to not let their fat past dictate their future?
It's true, but peep this. So it's certain things that I didn't know prior to dealing with, a certain type of person.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the things that I learned actually that were positive things are things that I need to go forth with in life. I don't need to
Mm.
neglect those and leave those behind. They do need to become a new part of my awareness or cognition.
So even in a dire situation, there's still an opportunity for learning and growth.
For sure, always. Firm believer in that.
So, and I'm thinking and talking at the same time. So,
Come on.
and this is how I think a lot of times about everything. It's really no negative. It's really no negative. If I can find a light in that negative, and not a personal light, like it worked for me, but okay, this thing allowed me to do that thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I'm with you. I'm not gonna debate.
oh
That's why I said a lot of women are hurt. A lot of women can't get no disrespect to nobody because I feel you, bro, like for real, 1,000. But a lot of I can be. Let me just speak for myself. For myself, the mental state that I was in prior to that situation, there were loopholes. There were spots of weakness
yeah,
in my team of armor, so to speak.
hmm
You know what I'm saying?
well,
So
that's for
I
everybody.
would have
So
never, right.
yeah,
So I would have never discovered those things and been able to correct them, or not correct, but let me say balance those things if I never went through that situation. But that was just for me personally. Some people can learn a lesson by walking outside and seeing a bird fly. You know what I mean? That's how you're supposed to be able to understand and learn without having to go through hard lessons that create drama and trauma for your life. But
talk
sometimes
on
when
it.
we
Speak
make
on it.
decisions, so we have some responsibility in that. So I'm not going to say that anything was my fault. I would never say that a woman being hurt or abused in any matter, physical, emotionally, whatever, is her fault per se. But I will say that, you know, I have to have enough self-love for myself to not put myself in certain situations, to be able to see certain things that could lead other places. It's like I mentioned earlier about understanding that things take process, like going to school. You can't just go to school. I can't show up there today and get my degree tomorrow.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
literally have to go through sitting 365 days, you know what I'm saying, of being a quote unquote student and
Mm-hmm.
however else long it takes. So a person that has certain attributes that are not, constructive or non-physical, if they have
Uh-huh.
an anger issue, they never touched you before, but you can, what I'm saying, maybe if they get mad enough one day type shit. Or even what I've really been getting down to on, like, really like dialing in on, is the manipulation aspect. I don't want to use
That's I was going there next.
yeah, I don't want to say buzzwords like narcissist and all that. Yeah, 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 yeah. The terms are just trendy shit for the internet, hashtags and whatnot. But the point is that people subtly push their way upon you. And so as far as a spiritual lifestyle and as far as my quote unquote beliefs, I feel that everybody has free will. And anytime that I'm infringing upon anybody's free will in any manner, I'm doing a disservice not only to myself, but I'm also inhibiting another person from moving forth and whatever, they're supposed to do for their life. I don't know that. I can't call it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't make anybody do anything. So if somebody is trying to infringe upon your will, then that's when, the imbalance occurs or whatever.
I would say, and not to diminish or take away from anything you said, but I also want to add that
Okay.
that um that part you said about manipulative um actions, that's what that is the part that isn't addressed when we're talking about both genders, because there's
Mm,
many men who are manipulated, by women to do things, to say things, to act a certain way, to present a certain way, you know, sometimes
sure.
sometimes not even in a sexual manner, but just from, be a man. A man, men don't do this, or
I
you can't do
think
that. You a man, you can't do
self-esteem.
that. You
Yeah,
can't cry. You can't feel
right,
pain. Get up. Think I'm hurt.
right.
I'm gonna lay here until I get, and that's how I feel. I always put like I'm hurt, man. Like I got hit or I got tackled or I got tripped. You know what I'm saying? If
Right.
I could get up, I would.
I wanted to see you.
Yeah, let me chill for a second. I'll get up in a second, man. Don't touch me. You know, I always make the joke that in the WNBA, man, they have some of the softest injuries. You know what I mean? But they make them, you know, like they bump knees. You're like, oh god, oh my god.
Hey, y'all, you can't say nothing with that one meme of who is that, LeBron, when he
Yeah,
slides across the floor and
yeah,
all
he's
that.
he's a big old baby,
And
but
he knows what that look.
but a part of that is I appreciate it though because they appreciate that it hurts and take all the time you need to get up because I've literally seen guys break their bones in half and you know pass out from pain trying to get up, or Kobe Bryant tearing his ACL and walking back to the free throw line to shoot free throws to prove, not even to prove, but just showing that, oh, I'm tough. Like, man, fuck them free throws, man. That shit is not important, man. That shit is not important at all. That shit is that is this is some machismo shit trying to prove or I can, man, look, them 2 points don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? You've ruptured your ACL. This is literally a career-ending injury. You know what I mean? This is most folks
Right,
retire. It took you a whole year to be able to play competitive again. Them 10 seconds was just for show. You know what I mean? And I think it needs to be a better. I'm not saying
right,
and it was amazing to do that, but I'm saying that there needs to be a better balance between the way men are receive and are accepted in pain and in hurt. And it needs to be a better balance of
Wow.
how women.
So let me talk to you. You pivoted from the manipulation to the point of men needing to be able to be emotionally
Oh
free
well
or
the
express.
manipulation is that, like I'm saying, that's where it comes from. Because we're manipulated into thinking that if you're not a man if you don't do XYZ. You're not a man, right? You're it's engraved upon your brain that certain things are just manly things. This is a man's job. Oh man, you can't show no weakness. You can't do this. You can't do XYZ. You're a man. As a man, we've had this. I don't know if you was on this part of the time. We talking about, I'm a man. I gotta be head of the household because I'm a man. Like, why? What is my ego that fragile that I can't follow? I gotta lead. All right. And do I think that leading makes me a man? You can't everybody every man's not a leader. Every woman's not a follower. It's what it is. It doesn't make you less of a person. If I'm the best assistant manager in the world, that's great. Everybody's not going to be the best manager. Everybody's a boss. I heard something really smart the other day. A guy said that a great boss is a tyrant. A great leader serves the people,
Your boss is a tyrant, and a great leader serves
serves
people.
people,
Okay.
right? A great boss is going to be on your ass, keep you on time. He's a great boss. He's managing people to do a task. A great leader
Right.
is lifting people up and serving them. He's giving of himself. Hey, let me show you how to do this. Let me lead you to a light. A great boss ain't lead you nowhere. He ain't, I have an objective. A great boss is making you
Yeah.
do your job. And he's gonna be on
Yeah.
your ass,
Definitely.
or she's gonna be on your ass to do your job. Not to get better, not to be a greater whatever, but to do your
Yeah.
job.
To be able to do it in the way that you need it in that particular moment.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Whereas a great leader is uplifting you and building you and helping you grow. And we have this whole I'm a boss. Gotta be I'm making boss moves. Big
true.
boss.
So Jay Stack said there's different types of men out there. It's just how you see yourself inside yourself.
I agree. I don't want to argue with Jay Stacks is late.
You know Jay Stacks?
No, I don't know. I just uh,
That's my boy.
yeah, yeah,
Badass basically. And businessman. But
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't want to argue with anybody, and I don't want to. The only time I get, most of the time, the discussions or disagreements I get into with people is when they tell you what their definition is the only definition. Well, this is what a leader is. I'm like, no, I mean, I know leader. Steph Curry is a leader. Steph Curry ain't getting nobody face. Steph Curry ain't yelling at nobody.
Right.
LeBron is leader, but LeBron is passive. LeBron is the main one to not take the last shot. You
He's
know,
probably he might be a little tyranny, low key.
oh yeah, maybe.
But
James Harden,
I don't know
like,
much about I don't know his, what I'm saying, to talk basketball, but yeah.
well, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to think of people that everybody knows, but different people have different styles of leadership. And the only problem that will come in any leadership is when somebody feels that my way is the only way that it can be done. You
Well,
know,
so that's when you get it. So to bring it back to your point about bringing up manipulation,
yeah,
that to me like what a predicate. That's something that could begin that like that thought frame of, well, I want them to see like how I see,
yeah,
and then further they go in their mind, well, they should look at it like how I look at it, and
yeah,
so then they further move into the flaw of then trying to covertly coerce the person into what they think or what
yeah,
they believe, making them feel guilty about not thinking the same way or,
yeah.
etc. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think that sometimes I think that, and it's a thin line because sometimes people want the best for you. They want the best for you, and so if I see, I'm like, hey, Sydney, you keep singing in this high pitch, but I feel like the people would like it more if you sang in this pitch. It's a thin line. It's a so thin line between Sydney being like, I want to show them that this can work, and saying, well, maybe this way. Like it's a thin line. It's
That
so
line and there's a difference between someone suggesting to me, um, oh, hey, why don't you, sing this note a little different
yeah.
versus, hey, why don't you walk outside and stand in the middle of the street with oncoming traffic?
Well, yeah.
That's clearly a
Yeah,
different
yeah. Well, I'm saying
situation.
like as you nuance a situation, you have the real big broad strokes, and like they have a word that I hate. I hate this word. I hate this word because it's so particular to how somebody feels. Right? It's called microaggressions.
Oh, I
I hate
know.
that
It's
word
where
because
they're trying to bring that one up too as a little buzzword,
yeah,
microaggressions.
and it's like
About that word.
she said this thing, and obviously she meant that. Like, no, that's what you felt because you can call me. You
So
can,
let me just hold on. Let me say this. So microaggression, I don't have an issue with it, but my understanding is that that's generally utilized in quote unquote mixed companies, mixed race
Of course.
situation
Yeah.
and utilized to pinpoint a darker person, darker complected person's, um, interactions with, others.
Yeah. Which is but what I'm saying is, and that's why I say I don't like the word because it also this this it pushes aside the fact that shit, black people are bullies, man. Like you can't get around that no kind of way. You ever been to Frenchies?
Yeah.
How many times have you gone to Frenchies and wanted one thing? They're like, no, don't get that, get this. Oh, girl, you don't want that. Get this. That's nasty. Don't get that. Like, I mean, it might not
But
seem that way.
but there, I don't. Oh
So
shit!
if
I don't
another,
think there's
so
anything
we
wrong with that
understand that.
thing because
I'm saying we
in that
understand,
framework, in that framework, I don't think there's anything wrong with that because that person, I don't think their intent is to bully you. I think their intent is to share what they like with you. They just don't know the best way to get that shit across.
but the best,
So,
the worst things are with the best intent. Like my intent to, I didn't mean to fuck you up, but I fucked you up. I didn't
right.
mean to. My intent was to help you, but I fucked you. And I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying, and what I'm saying is, we're not bullies. And when I say that, I don't mean we're bullies like we're bullies. I'm saying that to another culture that doesn't speak in that term or doesn't move in that manner, they're gonna see it as bullying because that's
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Well,
So
shit.
now,
Michael watched something earlier. That lady, what's the Stormy lady, when she told her mentee that that was a low vibrational plate or whatever.
oh yeah. I saw
Yeah.
that.
So she
Yeah,
just did an interview. The lady who she was talking about,
yeah,
she did an interview and was basically telling people that she's not offended by it because that's her mentor and she's okay with it. But I
yeah.
also thought too, like, yo, that's kind of like mind control or
That's
something.
shady as fuck. But I'm
Yeah,
saying it,
because the way she was talking to her, but this lady did express like, she lost a lot of weight, so maybe she, had a different self esteem at the time,
yeah.
and so I don't know. I don't know. It's a little dicey.
It's
Between
very
respecting somebody and trying to like bully them and force them and manipulate them.
yeah.
I,
It's
I mean, which one is worse, bullying or manipulating somebody? Because bullying, I guess a person is aware that you're kind of forcing them into something, and manipulation, you don't realize what the fuck happened until, what I'm saying, down the line, and you're like, damn, wait, how'd I get here?
I don't know. I don't know because I think that and I don't want to go backwards, but I've
Hey.
I've said this before, and this is what your guy said. Gangs ain't nothing but some a gang is a bully. They bully. They bully and they try to bully. The whole let's check in. You
Mhm.
gotta check in before you come in here. That's bullying, man. But you I
Okay, so J Stack said manipulation is way worse.
is it because look,
I kind of I agree with that to a certain extent. Okay, Troublesome Prince. Hey, what's up, y'all on Facebook? They say manipulation is way worse,
man, look.
the
Never
reason
been,
I
but I
agree
used to
with
be little,
that.
so I know about bullying.
So you speak. Okay, take yourself out of the situation. Forget the
Yeah,
people in high school. Sorry, y'all. Just have some wine. Forget the people in high school and school, whatever, that bullied you, and just think from your adult mind frame without
hold on,
that
bro. I
particular
would never.
trauma
And they
being
tried to
involved.
bully. They ain't never bullied me. I'm a
Manipulation.
motherfucking
That
gangster.
means that someone is like getting you to do something. It's technically against, not technically, it's against your will, low key, because you wouldn't have otherwise done it unless
Yeah,
they coerced you into doing it. And sometimes you're not even aware until way later. You're talking about women and men manipulating women, right? I
yeah,
mean, women manipulating men.
yeah.
Imagine thinking that, what I'm saying, I don't know. I don't know the perfect scenario to explain that, but
Mm,
basically the point is that you're doing something against someone's will. And
yeah.
so that goes back to what I said earlier. Spiritually, I don't believe in infringing upon another's will in any way.
It's kind of the same thing. It's just different ways of doing it. Because
I mean,
if I don't
bullying.
want to
Okay,
go,
so when you say bullying, are you saying physically, or are you saying just
it can
with
be emotionally.
your
I can
words?
emotionally bully you. Like
Okay.
parents are good for this sometimes, bullying you into doing something emotionally. That will hurt my heart if you do that.
I'm talking.
If you
Is what I'm saying making sense?
if you married a white man, that'll break my heart. I didn't emotionally bully you into not talking to white men as a parent or as a sibling or as a what. If you married that girl, it'll break my heart. I'm emotionally
They do be going all over the place. Like when he's talking, I'm thinking of different levels of what he's saying. So it's kind of
it's
convoluted.
but yeah, well,
So I
but
want to
life's
pull out
convoluted though. Life
what
is not
he's
black and
saying
white, it's
exactly
gray.
because he put it like a parent trying to deter a child away from a particular action or whatever, oh well that's not, what boys do, or that's not what girls do, or whatever the case may be. Those are just examples, but that also I say that's convoluted and layered because then now you're getting into child grooming and childhood trauma and things like that.
Yeah,
And that's a whole nother topic because that involves an actual parent, what I'm saying, an initiation being involved in manipulating
yeah.
or
Or we
I
don't in my
don't want to
house,
say
we don't do
bullying,
this
but
here. This
that's
house we
yeah,
can't and this we
yeah,
don't do this, whatever it is that has nothing to do with nothing but the way I feel. Some dads,
right.
some moms. I mean, it's like I think that, and this is because I gotta go, but um I think that
Oh man, go
sometimes
get
sometimes words get um a word to me is like it's like a race, right? A
right,
race of people. And so you start off with one thing, and then you start breaking it down and breaking it down, and it matriculates and has offspring. Like, yeah, he's from Africa, but he's Jamaican, or he's from Africa, but he's African American. He's from Africa, but he's right, like PSD, PS, PSTD, what is it, PTSD and shell shock, right? It's the same thing. But the word matriculated down, they started post traumatic stress disorder. You shell shocked. And and now when I say you shell shocked, well, we what kind of shell are you? No, you shell shocked. You were around a bunch of bullets shooting. You were a bunch of physical trauma, and now you can't you fucked up, right? That's
right.
shell shocked. But when we turn it into PTSD,
Yeah.
you start going into
Dang, you talking about being shell shocked and PTSD. You know about that. Well, I'm not saying you have PTSD, but I'm saying. Anyways, carry on.
yeah. But I'm saying it's like that's the same conversation as bullying and manipulation. There's a level of bullying and manipulation because I'm either vicariously, either backhandedly, I'm moving you in a way you don't want to move. Whether I tricked you, I didn't do it physically, but I did it emotionally, or I didn't. It's just the breakdown of the word a different way.
So the difference is covert and overt,
Yeah.
and which one is better than that? Troublesome Prince said, oh wait, I don't know what that one says. Okay. Manipulation from a female when she is set up mentally, spiritually, and physically. Oh wait, are you saying that is good or is bad? Troublesome. But
It can be,
I'm
yeah.
saying it's a difference between huh?
I guess it can. You can manipulate somebody to do good things. That's usually that's the plan of most educators is to manipulate a situation and be like, you know what, I'm gonna put you in a room with all these good kids and see if they're up on you. I'm gonna put you in situations where you can't do nothing but do good. You can try it,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, you still gonna feel the same way. Like, man, trick me into doing this shit. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna go gangbang.
Yeah, but so covert and overt. So if somebody is secretly doing something,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's good or bad, that could still be against your will to a certain extent. So, and then bullying is just that's overt. It's in your face. Like, yeah, I'm trying to force you to do something that I want
Yeah.
you to do.
Yeah.
Versus trying to trick you into it. So I think that's why people are saying manipulation is worse because you're kind of preying on a person because they don't have the full scope of what you know or what you understand to be going on. They think it's something else or don't recognize what's going on. So it can have more detrimental effects.
If you
Well,
ask
I
a
ain't gonna
per
say more, but
if you
it could
ask a
have.
person to say what kind of races would they rather have, one that's a quiet racist or one that's in your face, what is the universal cry people say?
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say in your face, but I
And
don't
what's
know
that
what other
called
people
again?
overt.
Okay. But somehow the trickery is worse though. But
Well, what
when
I'm
you
saying, yeah, it is worse. It is
but you
worse.
just
If you
said that you'd
perceive,
rather have the
okay,
overt
so
in your face
DQ
than to
said,
have the trickery.
you talking about, shoot, okay. DQ said bullying is what Nikki is doing to Lotto right now. But dang it, what you say? I want to follow up on your point.
You said okay, so I'm saying would you rather have the person that's racist overtly or covertly? And you said you rather have the person that's
Oh,
racist
yeah, okay. So he's talking
overtly.
about racist. He's
But
saying, would I
then
rather a racist that is overt with his racism, like out there and telling me, yeah, I'm racist. I don't like black people, or I don't like
women
women
or
with
I don't like
braids, whatever.
snakes.
Yeah, whatever. Not racist, but
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever, yeah.
So he's saying, is it better if they are in your face with it, or if they try to hide how they feel and try to trick you into thinking they're either for you or with you,
Or
but secretly
manipulate
they're
you.
not. And I feel like, huh?
Or manipulate the situation and be like, I ain't gonna tell him I
Right.
don't like him, but I'm gonna not like him or
Worse.
her.
That's worse to me because it's like you really are making a person defenseless to you by manipulating them and being secretive about your your real feelings is inauthentic, number one. And then like I said, spiritually, I can't infringe upon another person's will like
I
that.
agree with you. I agree with you. I agree. I mean, yeah, I
What?
agree. I agree.
You said you agree? What? Dub, where you at? We miss you, Dub.
I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but I agree. I agree.
You trying to find a hole in it.
No, no, no.
What
I
you got?
agree. I agree. I agree. If
Thank y'all.
I mean, first off, your constituents, your followers have some unique names. I just want to say that off top. Um,
He said my followers have some unique names. My friends, my Thigh Vibe tribe.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like Super Booty Bandit boy. I'm like, huh? What? Um,
Somebody was saying that. I don't know. He got it. Yeah. He told me that basically I had a good point, and then this how people do. Then he started deflecting to low key
no, because you keep saying the name. You
talking
like
shit.
Jay. You say the name, and the name is like it's it's a unique name, but I gotta take this unique name serious. Just like Jay Bandit the Dandit, and like Jay Bandit the Dandit said, the real reason because we're doing so and so and so and so.
I mean, you got your name for a reason,
Is my
correct?
name Jay Bandit the Dandit?
You willed in your own way
Yeah, yeah. I'm not. There's
with your
no judgment
moniker.
zone. I just
You
see.
know, you
I'll give
know.
you this. I'll give you this nugget. I say the word unique because unique is unique. It's not good or bad. It's just unique. And if somebody wants to take it as it's bad or take it as it's good, that's on them. It gives all the onus to that other person to put what they
Right,
want on it. But I'm just saying what it is. It's unique.
right.
Yeah, it's
I
not good
agree.
or bad. It's just unique.
I agree with that.
Anyway,
But yeah,
okay. So in close, this has been a great show, man. No arguments, man. I didn't go off. I didn't cuss. I kept my shirt on. Like it's been a great show, man.
yeah.
Uh,
So Dub is on today. Usually, Dub and JB go back and forth and have these. They have nice, friendly banter. They've known each other for years. You know what I'm saying? We've known them for years. You know what I mean? So yeah, we just been chopping it up in Dub's absence. But
Yeah,
anyway, go ahead.
we definitely have to get you in studio before the end of the year. Uh, Working on getting some a new space. Uh, I said Dub had an emergency at the last minute, so he couldn't make it this week. Uh, but we'll be back uh as a duo on Sunday or Monday. Um, got music for you. Got don't text me or contact me as soon as I get off so I can send you this information from Mo McCoy. Shout out to Mo McCoy. Um, and and Andrea Taylor. Andrea, I be messing names up, man. Andrea Taylor. I got so many names in my head. People don't
I
understand
know,
that.
and I'm like, what are we talking about?
I got so many
Okay.
names in my like, because I got a bunch of kids. So it's like
Oh yeah,
it'd be
I
so
got
many
you.
names, and then I matriculate and move through the city, and a random person be like, "Coach," I'm like, "Hey," like, "Mommy, DeQuante." I'm like, "Oh yeah,
You got
yeah."
one.
You had told me that thing one time, and my mama told me, So I'm kind of bad with names. I literally make up names for people all the time. Like I just make up names. Like man,
Like
you
a
name.
nickname, you just dry give people name. You
No, I tell them.
manipulate
I'm
them
like, you know
into
what?
names.
You're not that. You're
You bully
Sam.
them into different
I very much
names.
manipulate them into having new names. Like literally, when
Nah, I like to give people nicknames too. I do. I
I
understand.
I've literally like when we have our basketball leagues, which you never came to, but that's okay. Um,
Man.
like
Go
we
ahead,
give
sorry.
people names. Like I literally give people names to where when they leave our program and go other places, that's their name. They're like
Okay.
they're no longer Joseph. They're the machine. They're no longer Paul. They're easy money. They're no longer so and so. Like I'm a nickname giving champion.
Yeah,
me and my brother Kevin.
yeah,
We are the
no, me too. I think it helps the energy and the vibe, especially if it's like a good, a good little name. You know what I'm
yeah
saying?
yeah. Ain't gonna be like big stank and nothing like that. It's gonna be
No, but like,
nah
Flow Go,
yeah
uh,
yeah. You're
I
an
don't know.
amateur. I see. I'm a professional. Like of course you've been Sid the Kid before Sid the Kid. You've been
That's the
Sid
kid.
Natay. You've been Sydnee. You know what I'm saying? You've been Sydney. Like when you
Speaking
weren't
of that, a Scrappy song came on earlier today, and I was like, wow, Scrappy has like grown up a lot.
yeah. You didn't know this, but like we'd be like, who sang on the song? I'm like, Sydney.
I
Like,
used to be
oh,
singing high notes. That used to be my that was my AOL name.
what
What was y'all's
Sydney?
AOL names back in the day?
Man,
What was yours? Too?
I
I'm
was
trying to
Senior Cojones, and I was yeah, I've always been James Boogie though, but Senior Cojones too. That was the one that I got my stripes on. Senior Cojones. They were like Senior C.A. Jones. I was like, no man, Cojones, man,
that was not
Cojones.
your name on there. Was that really your name on there?
Yeah, Senior Cojones. Yeah,
Oh man. What was your if you had AOL, what was your AOL name? Type it in the chat.
like right now,
Mine was singing high notes.
if somebody is
Singing
if
no
somebody
G.
is in their 40s on your thing and they are in Houston and they were AOL, and I said Senior Cojones, they just like, what? That's what he is. That was
Wait,
him.
wait. Okay, what was it? Senior Conas? I shouldn't be repeating.
Senior Cojones. That was my shit, man. I
Hey, you remember damn. You know Will. What
I
was
know Will,
Will's
yeah.
what
His
was
was
Will's
he
AOL?
was
He had a
what was Will?
goddamn
Uh Dang, what was Will, man? Now it wasn't Crane. Was it Crane?
yeah, wait, was it? I forgot.
Man, that's a good question, man. Crane. I think it was Crane.
But
Was it?
I say that because I think he was probably popular too. Like how you saying, like people would, if you said senior cojones, that they would know who you were.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Man, that's the whole of the pod. AOL, the whole of the pod. That's a whole other because I was active in rapping during that time. So
Yeah,
people would talk shit on AOL about XYZ, and I was really, we were really, how we used to move. So I would be in XYZ club the next night or so and so, and like I said, I'm almost the smallest guy in our group. So you see well, at this time now I'm 6'4" now. You see 6'4", 6'6", 6 foot 250. Walk in the door and you was talking shit and you was 5'8". It's like, oh, what's up, man? Oh man, shout out to all the AOL people that was real off AOL. Y'all know who y'all are. Ice, my guy Ice, Crane, Crane to something.
Crane, Crane.
I don't know, man. It's been so long. That's
Yeah,
that's
it was something. I don't remember. That's hilarious.
man.
But anyway, yeah, shout out to Dub, man.
Yeah, that Mr. Great show, man. But great having you on, Sydney. uh I was singing the information about the movie, and I got a couple songs, man. I'll sing you my version of the song, Smoking, Thinking, and Drinking. Telling you,
All right,
man.
let me see. I hear
I've
you,
been smoking and I've been
a music
drinking
critic,
about
self-proclaimed. So,
my future, where I'm going. I'm telling you, man, it's a hit, man. It's a hit. Not even a hit for the radio, but it's a hit for people to listen to it, vibe to it.
yeah, but shoot it over to me. I'm trying to see what's up, collab with some people
Yeah,
on some projects or
man. I know some people too that's looking to do
hey,
work.
girlfriend.
I need to put you
Jesus.
down with my videographer too. Uh
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah. He did some things for Kasky a couple years ago, and he's been doing some things in Houston. I know he's a real talented guy.
What's his name?
Brandon James.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he have a different name than that?
Mm, see, I'm that guy that knows people by their name. You know, I forget the stage name. You know what I'm saying? If
I
I
know
do learn your
you
name, then I'll be like, oh man, that's country. Short story, I gotta go. Short story, uh, we were in 90.1 one time, right? And
did.
we're in there talking.
94. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and I hear a
I mean,
voice.
no one did.
Yeah, I hear a voice, and I turn around, and he's like, talking. And I'm like, Jarvis, you know what I mean? And he like, what? Don't nobody call me that. I'm like, nigga, I know you. Once again, I used to be little, so he don't know who I am. I'm like, it's JB from so he's like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? He had a magazine at the time, and he was doing he's
So
doing his
you go
thing.
through that all the time. Hey, you
Tell it.
know who called me out on that one day?
Who?
Fam Solo.
Oh, solo
He was
what?
like, he was like, sis, you gotta stop saying my name like that,
Yeah,
like my
okay.
government.
Yeah,
When you're
yeah,
in the
yeah.
studio, saying like, it's Solo. I'm like, okay. So now I just be like, Solo. But I used to want to say his name so bad, man. I don't know. It's just like you my bro. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
you as
yeah, yeah.
Solo. You my brother. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
I get mad. My mom called me JB, but I don't get mad. But I'm like, why you
it's
calling me
okay,
that?
bro. And I'm still feminine. Yes, I am.
So you prove your points, girl.
Now people just, attributing certain things to whatever, putting people in
Man,
boxes and whatnot. And it's like, no, we are divine beings. We
yeah.
are
I'll get
got
out.
multiple things going on.
I'll get out of your boxes. I ain't been drinking enough to really just hit the notes I need to hit. I'm
I
one of
was
those
like, oh, what is it?
Lauren
I
Hill.
get out.
Yeah,
I get out of all your boxes. I get out. Something like that. I don't
yeah.
know the words. So. It's been a long time since I listened to that record. That's the Unplugged, right?
No, man, stop. I'm getting this. Stop it.
Okay, shit. The
That's
vulnerability that you
yeah.
showed in there was, it
It,
wasn't perfect notes because people be wanting perfect notes,
it was
but you
perfect
know,
music
singing
though.
not perfect notes is perfectly imperfect. But carry
Yeah.
on.
This has been another 16 Shots podcast with the great Sydney
Hey,
Jane.
Sean, 16 Shots podcast, y'all. I'll post a link when JB makes it available.
It'll be available tomorrow evening, and there'll be snippets on all the social media sites as I clip them up and let people see you in all your glory. All your
Man, this is late night. This is late night Jane, y'all.
glory. Peace.
Holla.
Holla.
H-Town, baby.
Appreciate you always, Miss Sydney.
Already. You too. Much love. Much love to Dub, too.
All right.
Y'all
Holla
take
at you.
care. Bye-bye.